Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, rather than looking at a music video or a music app video, I thought we'd look at a video. So you've noticed my recent videos when I've been talking about synths or some of the processors, I actually start the video with a bit of an introduction. And that just makes the actual video itself a little bit less sudden. So it's not like you click the link and suddenly I'm talking at you, which is a shock for most people at the best of times. And the way I do that is I use an app called IntroMate. And I noticed today that it's actually on offer at the moment. Rather than being $4.99, it's $3.99. There's a free version as well with a bit more of a cutback of options, but for £4, I don't think you can go too far wrong with this. It's simple. It's essentially a whole pile of presets that you can tinker with and adjust to make them the way you want them. And then a quick export and it's done. And then you can add it into your project without having to learn how to do anything too clever. So when you open up IntroMate, you get the template screen. And these templates are all included with the app. If you scroll down, I think there are some IAPs with some additional things going on. So there are glitches and more bundle if you want to do that sort of thing. There's an evolution bundle. Yeah, there's a whole host of different random bundles. But for your $4.99 or $3.99 as it is at the moment, you get plenty to work with. They all follow on a basic theme. You can put a background on, you can put some text on, and you can put some music on. They all start with some of these with a different array of things happening, and you can't change the effects themselves, so you choose your effect based on your preset. But beyond that, pretty well anything goes. So let's have a look at how I create one of my videos. Let's go for the Velvet preset. If we click that, what I'm going to do before I do anything else is turn the volume down, because I know the volume is quite hot and you won't thank me for making you deaf. So, quite spectacular, and something that's quite nice to actually start your main video itself. So what can we do with that? I'll just scroll this back to the beginning so it's a nice blank screen to work with. You've got all your tools in this lower half of the screen. We've got what the background's doing, what the colors are doing of the background, what the text is doing, and what the sound is doing. So it's very easily set out. You can have multiple backgrounds involved, so you can superimpose backgrounds, or you can just use one or the other, or you can even turn backgrounds off. So this has got, if you turn the background on, it's got some sort of faint lines in the background. So what we can do, let's turn that back off again, and let's add a background, because at the moment it's just color. Okay, so what I thought we would do is explain how I made the intro, which started this video. It seems to make the most sense. You've seen the finished product, so how do we get there? Well, first and foremost, we need a background. So if we go over to the import button, and we can go from photos and we can go from files. Now my standard background is in files, and it's cunningly disguised as intro backdrop. Nobody would ever guess that's my backdrop. And we can put that on there, and at the moment it's very blue and it's very small. So just looking at some of the other options, we can rotate that background. We can flip the background. Let's try and flip it where it's the right way up, shall we? We can move the background around in the X and Y space. But what we need to do here is make it bigger so it fills that screen. So that's zoomed in, and the background is taking up the whole of the screen that you would see on YouTube. So that's sorted. Well, then, as I mentioned, you can add a second background, and that just appears in there. I don't want that, so we'll get rid of that. Oh, hello. Oh, redo. What's that one? There we go. This little button in the bottom left-hand corner turns backgrounds off and on, and it turned out that there was another background in Media 2, which I didn't realise until it got switched on. Right, it's too blue at the moment, so let's go over to our colour guide, and let's bring it much more over to sort of oranges. That's a bit too bright, so we will pull the saturation back a little bit. That's a bit more like it, isn't it? And then let's pull this down, and it's darkening the whole thing. So it now looks as I want it to look. So we've got the background sorted and the colours are basically okay. If we now move over to the text, you'll see, again, we've got a whole pile of options here. We can have up to 4 rows of text, and the text rows which are being used are highlighted in blue. So we can see text 3 is and text 1 is, and it shows you beneath what that text says. So if we call this, let's call it, oh, hang on. You need to make sure you're in the right one. Click into the right one. So let's call this Synth Talk. I can always guarantee my phone will ping in the middle of any video. It's one of those life certainties along with death and taxes. Right, okay, Synth Talk is there. Now, as it happens, this is the font I want to use, but we've got options here to change the size, so we can make it a bit bigger. We can change the spacing, so there we go. We can go into font, and this is currently a Gruppo font. Let's stick with Helvetica because that's the thing. Not bold, definitely not bold. Right, we can then go in and change the color. So we've got this top thing's a blend. So you can see you can blend between, so have 2 distinct layers up to a very diffuse blend if you turn that on. And again, fiddle with these to change the color to get what you want. But I think we'll leave it like that for the time being. We can similarly change the one below it and create an intro. So that's that. So we've done font and color. I'll leave that color like that. The other options we've got, we'll do it on the big one actually, so it's obvious, is the stroke. And that's basically I think the width of the pen if you were drawing with it. So a much bigger width pen will make the letters sort of fill out that much more, as you can see there. So that's a bit too much. Let's bring it back a little bit. And again, you can change the color of that. So that's the saturation. There we go, it's slightly blue. And again, if you wanted to blend it, options there as well. And you can change the edges from being rounded or squared off. Finally, on this, we've got the shadow. So this, you can change the amount of shadow. You can change where the shadow is appearing, and you can change how much it's blurred. So that's no blur. I think if we take the thickness right down. So that's a bit too much really for what we're trying to do. So we'll bring it back. Well, as I say, these are all options. If you don't like the original that's there, again, you can change the color of that shadow. There we go. It's blue whether you like it or not now. Right, so we've played around with our text, got the colours right, we played around with our background, got those colours right. Finally, we've got the Sounds tab. You've actually got up to 4 tracks that you can use. In this case, only track 1 has got anything in it. We've got a fade in, we've got a fade out, and a master fade out. You can change the length of the audio clip, so just by dragging it in. And again, you can change the volume. So at the moment, we've got this going on. Now, what I want to do here is actually put my own theme music on. So again, you can go off to import. You can do it from Apple Music, but again, I'm doing it from my downloads, my files app, sorry, my downloads folder. If we click on that. So what have we got going on here? Well, first and foremost, it's worth noting that when you import your new sample, it plays it immediately. So if it's loud, be ready to jump down with that volume control, just to save your hearing. Now, my selected audio track is actually slightly longer than the clip really works. So what I would do is I would shorten it a little bit, and then I would fade it out. So if we try that again now. And by fading all the sound out, we've just got this white finish of the intro, which can be cropped down. What we can do is save this into LumaFusion and make sure the levels are right against the rest of the video content itself. It's in LumaFusion where you can then get all your balancing right. Right, so having done all of that, we've got our video. We like it. We then click on the export button. And we've got the choice of different levels of quality and different frames per second. So let's leave it at 720 at 30 frames per second. Hit export and let it do its thing. And there we go. Movie was exported to photos and it's all done. So once you finish that, if you click the back button, it'll ask you if you want to save the project. I will not bother saving this one. So we've looked at how I created something that looks like my intro. Let's have a look at some of the other ones. So just to see what differences we've got. So let's try this first one, which is called Showtime. Again, I'm going to go in and turn the volume down so you don't end up deaf. And let's see what this does. So there's some clever stuff going on with the lettering, which one assumes if you change it in here, it will reflect it in the whole thing. Let's see. I'll call my test. If we do that now, what happens? There we go. So to actually do something like that from scratch would be quite hard, and certainly needs a level of skill with editing software. Whereas this, you just type it in, press go. Can't really go too far wrong with that. Let's not save that. Let's try the second one. I'll not do them all. It's a £5 worth of app, so it's not going to break the bank. If it's something that you think will be useful, and again, there's a free version you can try out just to see what it does. So that's a nice short and sweet, a very stereo audio track involved there. And in fact, with this one, it looks like there's 2 audio tracks that are being used that are doing different things. So again, it's a nice thing to have a play with and very easy to get an easy and professional looking introduction without having to do a whole amount of work. So I hope that was useful. I hope you enjoyed the video and it gives you an idea of how you can maybe make your own videos start with a little bit more show business. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please like the video, please comment below and hit that subscribe button. And there's a bell icon as well, apparently. If you want to hit that, it will notify you as and when I upload new material. I've mentioned the comments already. If you want to leave a comment, please do so, and I'll get back to you when I see it. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.